A few years back, late September, I was fishing for grayling in Gimon, Idsjöströmmen. I was fishing a dry fly, a classic dry fly, the grayling steel blue. The fish just kind of pushed it around, so I thought, I needed something else, maybe an emerger or something. So same night back in the cabin, I decided to tie a spider with the same colors as the grayling steel blue. So I took a really nice little hook. I took my favorite body material, which is the stripped peacock herl. I took the orange thread that we use on the grayling steel blue, and I took the softest wing material I had available. So, next morning, enforced with a batch of steel blue quills. Well, it didn't have a name then, but enforced by a batch of spiders anyway. I actually caught a good batch of graylings. Did it because of the fly? Well, we never know, do we? It felt good though. A good thing with tying the steel blue quill is you don't need that much stuff. We need a good hook, and for that I used the Partridge SUD2, a new hook on the market, which is a really, really nice, solid, barbless dry fly hook. We need some thread to tie a really nice and slim body, and we need a thin and strong thread. So I used the Semperfly Nano Silk 18.0. We need a quill for the body, and for that I use pre-stripped quills from Polish Quills. We need a feather for the hackle, and for that I have some feathers from the wing buds of the mallard. And to seal the body when wrapped, I used Deer Creek's UV resin. That's all we need. Before I start tying the fly, I need to prepare the feather for the hackle. On the left side here you see how the feather looks just before I start to prepare it, and here is the already prepared one. I put my forceps at the tip of the feather, and then I rip off the fibers on the left side, and then I use my scissors to create a little piece of stem here that I can use to tie in the feather with it. Now we're ready to start tying the fly, and the first step is to attach the thread on the hook. We do that just behind the eye of the hook. Just a few turns. Do not cut the excess, because we need that a few more wraps. And now gentle attach the feather to the hook, like that. Now we start making the foundation for the body, and we need that as even as and smooth as possible. Stop there, cut the excess, and now continue wrap thread for the foundation and stop just behind the edge of the hook, something like that. And now I go back again and create a small tag. There we go. And now it's time to attach the quill that will make the body. And here we need to be very gentle, because this is a very fragile material. So a loose wrap there, one more loose wrap, and now I start tightening up the thread. And still thinking about getting as smooth and even foundation as possible. And then I want to stay just behind the hackle, like that. And now we're going to wrap the quill to create the body. And we need to take really extra care for the first 1 or 2 wraps with the quill. So that's wrap number 1, and now wrap number 2, and then I will start thinking about getting a really close edge to edge kind of segmentation of the material. So the tight turns here. Then I want to stop just behind the hackle. There we go. And I have some very smooth pressure on the quill, and I'll take my thread, lay it over the quill, and then I go up with the quill and the thread at the same time. One wrap behind the hackle, let loose of the quill, one more wrap behind the hackle, and then I want to put the thread in front of the hackle. There we go. And now cut the excess of the quill. And some more thread to tie it down, and then back again towards the hackle. There we go. And now I'm going to have the body sealed with UV glue, so I have to move the feather a little bit because I don't want any glue in there. And I will apply the glue with a small brush. And a very, very small amount of UV glue. I just want it sealed. I don't want a big lump of UV glue here. There we go. And then we need to activate the glue. We do that with a lamp that comes with a kit. That's enough. And now I want to wrap the hackle, and I use my plier again. There we go. Like that. And one wrap. And I try to stroke the fibers back, and one more wrap. Now I go up with a thread, put that over the stem of the feather, and then I kind of folds the stem in front of the fly, and then one more wrap there, and one more. I have secured with 3 wraps. Hold it up and cut the excess. There we go. Now some moisture on my fingers and strike the fibers back and create the head. That. And now it's time for the whip finisher. And I always do 2 whip finishers with 3 wraps in each. That's 1. That's 2. Now I cut the thread. And for the head I will use lacquer. Not just for the durability, because I don't think that matters that much, but I really like the appearance of a head that's covered with lacquer. There we go. Now we have a steelbook quill ready for duty. Finally, before I lose your attention, I want to show you a last example of the fly. I don't only use the orange thread tying it, I also tie it with yellow thread. So here's an example of that with a slightly too long hackle maybe, but well, I think it looks quite okay. I have had pretty good fishing with this one early springtime when the biotis starts to emerge. So I really hope that you have enjoyed the video and that you will try tying a few of my steel blue quills, and please send me a message and tell me about how it worked for you. So thank you for listening, and bye bye.